The For Honor review prediction, of course, with Zach Sharps. Hey man,
What's up, dude?
we're going to predict what For Honor will get an hour after the embargo lifts. So all the reviews will come online, will be posted, and after an hour, we will look at the Metacritic and we will see a number there. But what number will it be? So what do we think? Do we think this game will be good, or do we think this game will disappoint a lot of people, the critics? Of course, this game features a single player mode where you play like all the different characters. You, for example, infiltrate a samurai base, then you play a Viking, and you go against the knights and stuff like that. And of course, where this game really shines is the multiplayer. 12 heroes, 12 maps, 5 modes, a lot of stuff going on, and of course it's a game with a unique gameplay. So I really think that will help, that it's not like another shooter or not like another RPG. It's really something special. But do you think that it will get good reviews?
Now, this game is actually one of the ones that really pains me because I played it during the closed beta recently. Really enjoyed it and saw so much potential with it. But the one thing I think is going to bury this game 6 feet into the ground is the lack of dedicated servers. Because you can't even play 4v4. Like, it just doesn't happen. And when it does, it's fun. It's just, there's so many disconnects. Like, the ones that I actually was able to play, there was always a bot on the other team or on my team because someone disconnected because it's peer-to-peer hosting. And then, you know, if it actually is a balanced 4v4 with everyone there, I just don't see people playing the objectives properly, and because the peer-to-peer is so terrible, they can't train themselves. It's kind of like when Overwatch first came out, people never played the objective and it was terrible because you would just always lose if you had pugs on your team that didn't know what the hell was going on. And then the duels and the 2v2s, the 1v1s, those were great because there's less people, less opportunity for peer-to-peer to fail, so everything was great and you were able to play it. Only had a few disconnections in there. But it wasn't that frustrating because those matches were so quick, but so exhilarating and so fun. I just played them over and over and over again, and I saw the potential by doing that. And so I look at this game without even being able to play the single player, because none of us has played the single player yet. I don't even know what single player really entails. Oh, you have? Really?
At E3, yeah. But yeah, this year, or like last year actually. But yeah. So but there's a lot of gameplay, and there was also a press event where there were also some. I didn't go to that one, but
okay.
There were a lot of people playing the single player, but there are some previews. So
okay, so no one who is at my level of not really being able to go to these press events has actually played it.
Fair enough.
You played it though. You played it though. But
should I explain a little bit what's going on?
Yeah. Go ahead and explain because I'm curious about that really.
So like I said, every different story mission, let's just call it that, you will play a different character. So you can choose the character, but as far as I know, you just step and choose the one character. So I think at the end of the single player, you play them all, and it's more like it's a sort of a cinematic attack on, for example, the samurai castle as a Viking. So you really see all the soldiers from the Dominion mode fighting each other. You also see some enemies, and those enemies are also based on the heroes in the game. So you will just run, you will see a lot of soldiers, you can kill them, but then there will be one heroes that you can fight. So it's like a bot match, but then a more cinematic one, because one time you will also climb on the wall. People will shoot at you while you climb the wall, so you have to dodge that. Then you come up the wall, and you just kill those people. It's pretty linear as well. While normally, of course, the maps are round. So that's pretty cool. And at the end of that was pretty exciting, I think, for the single player mode. The combat is of course great. There's a lot of depth in that, and the boss battles could be really interesting as well. Another interesting note is that the single player, you can play that in co-op as well. Okay. So you can play it with another friend online.
Alright, so I guess so multiplayer wise, I see a lot of flaws just with the networking. The map design seems to be sound. There's a lot of maps that you could play.
But still, though,
I don't like the whole territorial battle thing going on. I did not care at all for that type of thing. I just wanted to play the game and just do my own thing. The gear upgrading system seemed somewhat sound. I wish that this wasn't even a thing, though. There's just types of weapons that you can choose from, like in Rainbow Six, for instance. That way, it's actually truly competitive. There's not really that
it would be
odd
a balanced
progression system. Yeah, it would be balanced that way. And so,
I mean, if every character could use like multiple different weapons, that would be a balanced hell for them. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. What I'm saying is like the leveling up of the weapons. So like, for example, you can upgrade weapons. If they just made all the weapons flat, and you know, each of the classes had their own specific weapons still, then that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So So I mean, the score that I would give, because of the fact that the single player, I don't think it's gonna blow me away. The multiplayer is not going to have dedicated servers, at least as of right now, as of us filming this video. I don't see this game making it into the 8 range, and that pains me because the combat's so fun. I would put it at a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you think that after when the embargo lifts, an hour after that, we go to Metacritic and we see a 7.5.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I think I really want to compare this game with Rainbow Six. When that game came out, there were also a lot of issues with the matchmaking and stuff like that. I played it at launch, and it was like, you would just simply get kicked out of the servers. It was pretty hard to find the game sometimes. When you were playing with a friend, he sometimes joined and then he got kicked out, or you played one match and then you had to invite your friend again after that match, stuff like that. It was like really, really bad. So that game has a 73 on Metacritic. I gave it a 7.5 on IGN Benelux when I reviewed it. But right now, this game has, it has a year of like content right now. It's been really well supported by Ubisoft. And from the looks of it, from the gold edition that we see, that For Honor will also get, of course Rainbow Six had that as well. I think we will see the same amount of support for Honor. So what I'm trying to say here is that I think that we could be looking at the same sort of situation where a lot of people will see this game at launch and think, I don't know, and the reviews will be kind of but then a year later it will be a totally different game like it is with Rainbow Six. But still though, for this review prediction, I think you're pretty safe, but I'm gonna be a little bit higher, because I think that because this is a new game, this is an experience, this is gameplay that you can't really find anywhere else, especially in the console space. So I think that people will also praise it for that. From what I heard, the single player is, normally a single player is based, they have a story and stuff like that, but because you're like playing a different character every time, the story is not that interesting. So I hope that the single player is still fun and that the co-op really helps, but I think that will be one of the points, one of the critiques of the game. The servers, hopefully, it was still a beta, of course. If they don't change the peer-to-peer thing, we can imagine that it will be even worse, or at launch when more people maybe play. But there will also be an open beta. So at the time of this recording, this had not happened yet. But hopefully, they will look at that and what they see there and fix the servers before launch, because I don't want that to see like bad servers there. So that really doesn't help. I think the game will be higher than 7.5. I'm going for a 7.8. So 78 on Metacritic, an hour after the launch, and I think that is like pretty realistic, because like I said, it's a new game and people like to praise stuff as well for being original. And Ubisoft is taking they're taking a little bit of a gas here. It's not based on anything that this would be a success, because they can't really compare it.
It kind of is though, because like Mountain Blade has been renowned on the PC for a while, and Chivalry had some success as well, and people enjoyed
But
that. And as
yeah.
far
But
as on the consoles, though, yeah, of course. I mean, there's not really. I don't think there has been anything like this on the consoles that I can think of.
But also like a Mount and Blade and stuff like that, it's not made by like there's not this marketing budget. There's not this, huge push from one of the biggest publishers behind it. So
Yeah.
that's why I think that this was really
A big risk.
This was, risk for them, obviously. So that will be interesting. But I think that it also really helped that this game went to like every event that you could go to. You could play For Honor, and it's really a good game to play at an event because it's a new experience. It looks fantastic. The idea of being a knight on a battlefield and fighting an opponent that is next to you or something like that, it's just really cool. So I just hope that it will get
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry?
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I just hope that that it will have lags, and that it maybe if it comes out of the gate like stumbling a little bit for 78, that the year it will be a Rainbow Six situation. I really hope that. But
yeah, I mean that's really the thing here is out of all the Ubisoft games that I always want to succeed, it's number one, they're newer IPs. I want to succeed. Like I wanted The Division to do well. It didn't really have a lot of potential coming out of the gate in closed beta. I saw a lot of glaring issues with it, and I knew that there was no way they were going to fix it. They didn't end up fixing it. I came back and played it a little while ago, and for like I think it was like $10, and basically saw exactly what I saw in beta as far as how it's going to perform. But with Rainbow Six Siege, looking back, I always had a good opinion about that game. It's just I never checked it out because I knew it was going to have issues at launch, like every Ubisoft game usually does. And I didn't want that to jade me, so I waited and waited and waited until I saw so many people praising it. It's now like an 83% on Steam with 59,000 plus reviews. So it definitely is very, very renowned in the FPS scene. There's been tournaments for it. There's now the Season 2 Season Pass. Ubisoft has sort of shown what their monetization strategy is going to be from here on out with competitive games, and I don't mind that particular strategy at all. I think it's fine. And so with For Honor, I see it, and especially since the gameplay is so sound, I love the combat in that game. The tactics that you can do, the fake outs you can do, and it for the most part is balanced. I mean, certain heroes do tend to counter certain heroes. There was one that I forget his name. He has like a not a sombrero. It's like the Japanese, I think, form of like that type of hat. I forget what it's called. Someone's gonna be pissed at me for saying that.
Kesai?
Yeah, he has
the big one with the big sword.
Yeah, he has like a
sword?
pole arm, like a pointy ass pole arm.
Oh, no,
and it's very quick.
Boshi.
Yeah, so that guy counters the guy I was playing, which is the dual wield
yeah,
swords.
absolutely,
Yeah, so that was irritating, but at the same time, I don't feel like they designed the game around a 1v1 setting. I think it was more balanced for like the 4v4, which is just such a shame that didn't even hardly work for a lot of people throughout the beta, because that's where I think the balance comes in, and maybe also 2v2 as well. But yeah, I mean, just the tactics, the responsiveness when you were just, with someone 1v1, and the animations were great. I mean, there was just so much good stuff about the combat, and that's what you really want to look for, is the gameplay really, really sound. Everything else can improve around that, and that's why I think For Honor has a lot of potential, but I just don't see it coming out of the gate and getting the response that it deserves if it was actually fully executed to the best possible, quality standards that are imaginable. And that's what irritates me about Ubisoft, is the fact, not to go on too much on a tangent here, is that they basically are designing this game to fail out of the gate because they don't have dedicated servers. They didn't learn anything from Rainbow Six Siege unless they just, are waiting for servers to come in last second and they're just going to throw dedicated servers in. Who knows? I doubt that's going to be the case, because that's not really how networking works. But yeah, it sucks that they don't have faith in this game to give it dedicated servers, and they think that half-assing is going to work. And that's why I think 7.5 is really where it's going to be, because the single player, I don't think it's going to redeem it. It is. It pains me because it could be a freaking 9, Jordan. It could be a 9.
Yeah, I know. And for me, maybe it will be a 9. Of course, if the servers are bad, it will like influence everyone. But I really like the style, and I'm really happy that they are trying something new. And I just want a sword fighting game on the console, and right now this is the best I can get, and it's great. The graphics are amazing. There are a lot of maps, and I agree. I think the like faction war feature they have in the game is more a marketing tool, where they say, yeah, every map will change, and look at the different things that are going on, and it's like, or that they can put on Twitter, go samurais because you're behind, or something like that, right? Well, it just really sucks, because you want to play a game, a Dominion, and there are only 3 maps you can choose from, because the samurais are fighting the Vikings that time. And yeah, I want to play that night map that I love, but no, you can't. You have to wait 4 hours or something like that. So that, I don't really like that, but I think that will not impact a lot of people. But anyway, it will be interesting. We don't know what the embargo will be, but what's interesting about this game, I think this also happened with Rainbow Six. If I remember correctly, this is of course an online game, so maybe if they're going to do a review event where people can play it like for 30 hours or something like that, for 20 hours on a Ubisoft network on an event, then we will see review scores before the game hits. Otherwise, it will just be the servers are open, go play, and then the reviews will in forms of review in progresses will come in. So that will be interesting for us to see. Okay, what will be the meta score after an hour? Because yeah, there will not really be an embargo because the game will then be out. So we will have to figure about that. But maybe when we talk again, we can just look at the meta score for now. But for games like Horizon that's coming up, we will totally do a review prediction for. It will be way more interesting because of course that game is single player, so they will have an embargo and all the reviews will come up at the same time. Anyway, Zach, any closing thoughts? I think we discussed the For Honor review prediction well here.
I just Ubisoft, quit putting daggers in my heart. You guys better have servers on order right now, and it better be dedicated at launch, unless you're not getting my money. I mean, it's just plain and simple. I'm not rewarding your laziness.
Okay, yeah, and I hope that they will not be lazy. And it would really suck. I mean, all the developers worked so hard on this game, and they decided to do it this way, and then your whole server structure is just going down. Hopefully, I think the open beta will really be a proving ground, because simply everyone can play the game.
Everyone and anyone.
Yeah, so okay, that's interesting. So we thought about this new topic. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and of course what you think the meta score will be for Honor. Drop it down. Zach, thanks a lot for discussing this with me. I think this will be a returning thing if people like it, of course. Like the video if you did, to show that you like it, and subscribe to the channel for more review predictions. Goodbye.
We will see you later.